Hi everybody, we're out in the yard and we are going to go through our garden. Now, last time I showed you it was maybe 6 weeks ago. These are tiny little plants. They were just over here, that's it. There was nothing over here. So let's go through what we have here. And this is the front area here where I have plants. And I also have a garden over there. I can't really see because it's so bright. But here we have lettuce. This is romaine lettuce. I just step out my door and grab some lettuce. I don't know if you can see. There, I don't know how many heads, but then they just keep growing and growing. Here's some more new ones that are growing. I didn't see that. Anyway, lots of romaine lettuce in this pot. These are all potted because mostly are tomatoes, because I have something out in the garden that is eating all my tomatoes as they come in every year, and I'm kind of tired of it. So I'm not sure how many I have here. These are tomato plants mixed in. I got a couple other plants, but most we've got one. And these are 5-gallon buckets. They work great. So if you just have a patio or a balcony or something, you can grow lots of stuff in these 5-gallon buckets. They don't need any more than that. Any less, they're not going to do as well, but just 5 gallons is all they'll need. So, yeah, we got the romaine lettuce in a big giant pot there. That's a good 5 gallons at least. And these are my tomato plants here. He likes to always get in front of the camera. He just came out of nowhere and sat there, but yes, you are beautiful. So these are my tomatoes. This is the first one getting orange right there. It'll be getting red pretty soon. Anyway, that's my first one getting ripe, but each one of these has lots of tomatoes on. We got, I don't know how many there. We got more in the back there. Lots and lots of them. Bunches and bunches more coming in. Lots and lots of them. And this one's got lots. This one's probably got, each one's probably got, I don't know, at least a dozen right now. This one's got lots of them too. That'll be the first ripe one. More coming. And all these have tomatoes, lots of them. Look at them. Tons of them. All doing great. They almost look like tiny watermelons. That's cute. Anyway, those are little ones coming up. We got more little ones coming up here. You can see them. And here in the corner, we got bees doing their job. I always like seeing that. In the corner here, we have, this is celery. Stalks of celery. You can see they're getting a little bit yellow. I put a little plant food on it because they were getting, I looked it up and it was lacking nitrogen. So I tested it. It was all yellow over here. I tested it right here, and as you can see, it greened up real good. So I'm going to do the whole thing. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to kill it. But it was like that. It was all yellow like that. I sprayed that Miracle-Gro, that nitrogen on there, and it greened right back up. So anyway, that's one of my celery. I got another celery patch out in the garden. This is one in a bucket. Here's another tomato plant. This one is just got buds, just starting to get tomatoes. They're all kind of going at, I got them at different times. And anyway, so even though they're all about the same height, they're different types of plants. Some are, well, this one is a beef master. We have beef steak. We got lots of different kinds. So they're coming in at different rates. As you can see, I gotta make sure they don't take off after some animal again. As you can see, they're just coming in great. Each one of them has just got clusters on them. Then over here we got one cucumber plant. This one is kind of an experiment because I've got many cucumber plants out there. But this is my experiment in a 5-gallon bucket here. So as you can see, they're so cute. You can see the little cucumbers coming in. And then that little flower. The flower comes out first. First the flower comes out. Where is it? The flower comes out. Flower turns into a cucumber. And then the flower drops off, and then it turns into, here's my first big one on here. Isn't that cool? So anyway, this one's up growing. It's already climbing all over the place, grabbing things. Now this is my geranium, a white geranium that I got from, actually the lady at the nursery gave it to me last fall. I kept it alive all winter. It just went real dormant, and it was next to my desk by the window, and here it comes back to life. I thought I over trimmed it because it looked super dead, and I kind of regretted it. I didn't know if it was going to flower, but here comes the flowers. They're going to pop out white. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that I can see. So you got 10. Oh, here's one. 11, 10 or 11. Anyway, so that was going to be probably within a week. That'll be all white bloomed out. Here's 2 tomato plants right here. This is a gigantic pot. And I was kind of running out of buckets, so I just put the last 2 tomato plants in this giant bucket here. That's some radishes in there, but anyway. Those are just like 5-year-old seeds that didn't do too good, so I figured I'd throw them in a bucket. But anyway, there's 2 tomato plants, and they're just starting to get some tomatoes on them. There's my little cousin pot down there. Those are chives that are they were inside, and I put them outside, and they're just kind of, anyway, they liked it inside better. I got lots of chives in the garden, so let's go check out the garden. All right, so here we are in the garden, and about 6 weeks ago, it wasn't even officially summer, we had lots of blossoms on my fruit trees. This is a cherry tree and a cherry tree, and not every blossom turns into a cherry. And this is my 4th, 5th year maybe of this tree that I planted when I moved in here. They were small, and they're finally now bearing fruit. You can see we got cherries coming in, ripening. I've already eaten some off of there. Oops, we got bugs eating. If they get too ripe, overripe, then the bugs eat them. Then we got some ready to pick here. We got lots of cherries going on the cherry tree. Lots of them. Beautiful. It took 5 years, but they're bearing fruit now. Last year they grew a little bit. Now they're kind of coming out more. Same with this one. Lots of cherries. I got cherries. So love my cherry tree. This one over here this one was all in bloom too, and this is actually a plum tree. So you got some plums coming in here. Not as many as the cherry trees, because it's just, here's another one. One problem is the other plum tree here died. This is just another little plum tree, but the mate to this one died in the spring from or over the winter, from that bad winter we had. Actually, I lost 2 fruit trees over the winter. I lost a pear tree and a plum tree. So anyway, that plum tree is not as happy because there's not a second one to cross-pollinate it with, so that's not really bearing so much. So I got to get another plum tree, and I have to get another pear tree too, because this pear tree died. Two fruit trees died. That was a really horrible, rough winter. But here's another pear tree over here that is doing good. And this is the first year. Now this is probably the 3rd year with my pear tree. This one I planted probably 3 years ago. And I gotta cut that shoot off of there right there. That's not good. Anyway, I keep forgetting to bring the lopper out. But anyway, we got some pears finally coming in. This is the first year I'm getting pears, so anyway, you gotta just be patient and just keep taking care of it. There you go. Couple more pears. We had some pears. There's another one up there. Anyway, first year we're getting pears, so I'm happy the fruit trees are starting to bear fruit. And here's my rhubarb. It's going to die off and it'll regrow a second. That grows twice during the year. It's the only thing that was here when I moved in, actually, in this crabapple tree that's kind of dead. Here is my one of my cucumber patches. I got two, that one and that one. I watch the dogs are down at the pond there. They're gonna take a dip. Just gotta make sure they don't come in contact with any more porcupines and stuff like that, because that was not cool. Here's my cucumbers. These grew a lot faster. These are a different kind, and I got these, I don't know, maybe a week, two before the other ones. And these took a while. I didn't know if they were going to start growing, but all of a sudden, bam, they took off. So now these are all coming in nice. I am in the middle of building an arch here. I'm going to build this arch so they can go up over the top, because they climb fast, as you can see. Anyway, this one's coming in. As you can see, look at every one of them yellow is going to turn into a cucumber. We got them everywhere. This one's just doing great. Look at that. Beautiful. And this one's a little bit sooner. This one's a lot more mature. I'll be picking these today. Cucumbers. I'll be picking these today. Some little ones, lots of stages of them. You can see this thing works great. There's another one I'll be picking. I'll be picking a few of these today. I got all this stuff to pickle. I got my everything ready to go. My ingredients. There's some more, you see? Come on. There's a big one right there. I can't see with the camera because it's too light out here. Oh, there's a nice one right there too. Look at that. Beautiful. This thing works great. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, cucumbers are doing great. Look at that. I already picked a couple of dogs. Chowed some down. I snapped them in half and gave them to the dogs, and they chowed some down. And anyway, lots of cucumbers. They're doing great. I did have it. Oh, there's one on the ground. I got to pick that one today for sure. We had a little case of, it's called powdery mildew. Looked like you sprinkled bleach all over the leaves, and I treated it with baking soda water. I sprayed it and cured it. I only cut off 3-4 leaves. The rest did this. They just came back. You know what I mean? Those had bad powdery mildew on them. I didn't even have to cut them. Anyway, so I got lots of cucumbers. And over here we got some tomato plants. This is the only tomato plants I'm having out here because go for whatever it is, eats tomato plants. So I had 7 extra tomato plants. So I put them in here. It's probably way too many. Too first yeah, it was. But anyway, so I'll have these if the gopher gets them. Anyway, I think I got 16 or 18 buckets up there. And here I have, I shall go here first. This is, this is the dill. Yes, for all them cucumbers, we're going to can pickles. And for pickles, you need dill. Oh, beautiful. Is that strong? And here's more chives, lots of chives. Got a lot of chives. That comes up by itself each year. Here's my carrots. I need to thin them out, and I need to weed again. We had some rain, so the weeds kind of grew back. So anyway, every few days I have to weed it. And anyway, these are the carrots coming in good. These are my bell pepper plants. I really should have put more black dirt in here. The soil is not the best. I was just about to transplant them and they started popping up. So anyway, and you can see we got some bell peppers coming in, some green bell peppers. Oh, here's some blossoms here that'll turn into bell peppers. Bell pepper, bell pepper. Like I said, I almost took these up and put them somewhere else because, I don't know, it wasn't the best soil. But anyway, they're taking off now. Not as big as they usually do, but they're now just finally kicking. It's just like everything kicked in the last few weeks. So these obviously my onion patch. I have most things in here ready to make spaghetti. This is really my spaghetti garden. I got my tomatoes up at the house, and here I have green bell peppers, I have onions, I have, well, whatever else it takes, I guess. But most of the ingredients I have here grown myself, and this spaghetti is out of this world. But these are my onions, and I planted this one first, and it got chewed up by mosquitoes, so I went in, and then this one came a few days later, and then I ran out, and then I did 2 more. So these are all about a week apart, and but they're at different stages. I kind of like it. So these are the oldest ones here. They're the biggest. I have mostly yellow onion, because that's what I like. Mostly yellow onion. But there. But I have some red onion. I like the red onion too, and I have some white onion. I think the middle there is a white. Then over here we have cantaloupe. This is cantaloupe patch. There you can see we got a lot of cantaloupe sprouting in here. And lots of blossoms. We got beautiful. Anyway, this thing's gonna scare off anything trying to get it. I'll see that chicken and they won't try to get my stuff, right? It's my scarecrow chicken. The birds don't eat it. There's lots of buds. So it looks like my cantaloupe is busting. First time I've tried cantaloupe. Looks like it's doing good. Over here we have my second celery patch. Remember the celery up there was kind of lacking some nitrogen, and because it was in a bucket. And this one's not in a bucket. It's in a tire, but it has a dirt. So this one's doing a lot better. Check this out. Oh man, look at that celery. Look at those Dr. Celery. Beautiful. So the celery's doing good. And over here we have the green beans. These are jade, but they're kind of like a bush bean, so they only get about 2 feet tall. They're not climbers. These aren't the type that climb. So I have things kind of, I don't really want things spilling out for the lawnmower. So I try to just keep it tidied up with the fence there. But anyway, these are coming in good. Got lots of sprouts here. This is the last thing I planted, so this is the last thing that's probably going to come in. Anyway, we got some good signs of some green beans coming in. So those are green beans. That's rhubarb. Anyway, so that's doggies. Come on, boys. We're gonna, oh, Caleb went in the pond. He doesn't usually go in the pond. They all went in the pond. Look at him. Yeah, y'all took a dip in the pond, huh? Caleb doesn't usually go unless he's really hot, or sometimes he gets pushed in by his bigger brothers. Anyway, so that is the garden tour. Much different. Here's a little plum. Oh, speaking of which, get this. I gotta show you something. I just saw it today, and there is more garden, by the way. I've been picking raspberries. Right now I picked 1.5 hours, and I've only got 2 cups because they're tiny. These are all raspberries. So I've been picking raspberries for the raspberry jam. Now over here by the camper, I have my little berry garden, and really, there's raspberries all around here. There's all raspberries. Wherever I don't cut, there's wild strawberries and wild raspberries. And they're tiny, so it takes a lot. But the jam is out of this world. Nothing you can buy tastes like that. Anyway, let's go over and check out the berry patch. The guest camper. So far, I'm the only one that slept in it. Well, my son slept in it too, I guess. This is the berry patch. We have blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries. Now, I just picked the strawberries that came in. They were delicious. As you can see, we got... These are raspberries, actually. These are... Because I got wild raspberries everywhere, so... The raspberries are really everywhere. In fact, I just picked a bunch off of here from my... I went berry picking today for my jam. But these little things down here, these are blueberry plants. Little tiny leaves. Blueberries, those are going to be blueberries in about another month. Here's strawberries. I just picked a bunch and here's more coming in. Here's more. Here's strawberries. And they are that kind of strawberry. These are actually these are strawberries that I got from a shop. I got wild strawberries, but the wild strawberries are tiny. Anyway. Strawberries. Strawberries. Now, I went walking today, but me and the boys went for a little walk, and I knew there was a tree that was growing that had fruit blossoms on it. I thought, I already cut down a tree that I didn't want over here. Anyway, these are all raspberries. Everywhere is raspberries so. In fact, here's some right here. Whoa. Beautiful, ripe, ready to go. Look at that. Beautiful. My dogs love them too. So I feed them to the dogs. Some when I'm picking them. But yeah, it takes a long time to get 2 cups because they're small, but they are delicious. Anyway, I saw this tree here blossomed out. It was blossomed out, and I thought, this is a new tree. In fact, I already cut a tree behind here. I didn't want it coming next to the building. A second tree sprung up, and look at it. It had fruit blossoms all over it, and I don't know what that is. Anyway, they look like cherries. Anyway, had a phone call. So that is a little tree filled with berries, so I'm going to see what that ends up to being ripe to before I decide whether to keep it or not. Anyway, so that is the garden tour. And hope you enjoyed it. And we'll keep you updated maybe a bit later when things, maybe another 6 weeks or so when things start ripening up. Anyway, thanks for watching. Shalom.